Blog Talk Radio.
Shabbat Shalom. במזמור דוד נעולה. בשם האב והוואל ומנפס קדוש אחד הוא עמלק אמן. כיבר לקהל וכיבר לדלסות כיבר לעייל וכיבר לסלמה ולעייל שלה. יא רסטפארי. Ajaja way away. Ajaja way away. Hey, send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. Send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. It is such a good thing, giving thanks and praises to the Most High, Rastafari. On the sultry, playing on the 10 string, showing love and kindness. Morning till night, yeah, the brutish man will never know. Neither does the fool overstand his law. Jah has made us triumph by the workings of our hands. Work and deep thought gives us purpose and a plan. Hey, send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. And still, send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. When the wicked grow like the grass, workers of their iniquity hate the righteous path. Rastafari scatter them like sand amidst the shore. Enemies perish when God's on high forevermore. But my heart shall you exalt like the horn of Africa. And I will be anointed with fresh oil, with fresh oil. Come on, well, yeah. Send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, well, inside your home. And still, send Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, well, oh well. This at the time, people get caught in a different mind. With behind, Babylon come with a different design. And still it's all the same. Better relax, sit and recline. It's time to see the unity and only Jah knows. Well, enough of them are the sick and the blind. You consider divine. Any place to get them all, we call we I and I go. Sure. You find your bliss in a life. Your face look different this time. You find petition and prayer. Balance with spiritual light. Rasta are Israelite. Where Babylon feel like trying to cut the branch, please let it grow. The roots of David, he could only be so. Got to take it easy, please take it slow. Hey, send back Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. Send back Salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest, well, oh well. anbettas the im negere Yehuda Machaber, Line of Judah Society, LOJS. Yeah! Ajaja way away. Ajaja way yeah. Come on, well. Ajaja way away.
Shabbat shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being. Rastafari, the Anointed One. Haile Selassie rules from Zion. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being. Rastafari, the Anointed One. Haile Selassie rules from Zion. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Don't you worry of people's politics. Don't you worry of the preacher man's liars. For you and me, we are imperfect. Jah alone is the one I love. Him alone is the one you should serve. Him alone is the one you should praise. Him alone, defender of the faith. Him alone stands for the truth. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up. Trust in the Father, for the Father is the provider. I know sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up. Trust in the Father, for the Father is the provider. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Kulatanya.
Edame Yemibal, said on Saturdays, the Sabbath, Meskel Abra, Bekokboch Samayin Asget, Kohulum Ahayin Asai, Meskel Abra, Bekokboch Samayin Asget. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars. Of all the sun is seen. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars.
He that know the right and do the wrong shall be sprung with many strides. When the heathen comes, the children step wise. Even though they make mention of them and those, why they will never be friends. You know why? You know why? Yes, them of the heart of a pagan, the children of the heart of a lion. I know people are moved with Satan. Righteous are them the countenance of the Almighty One. Them of the heart of demons, the children of the heart of a lion. I know.
My God, it's full of stars. My God, it's full of stars, full of stars.
Let the words of thy mouth and the meditation of thy heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Most High Celestial Jah Rastafari. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where thy voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Rastafari, Dalele Rastafari, the bright and morning star. In them there's a tabernacle set for the sun, which has a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuits upon the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Lightning. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Oh, Rastafari. The law of the Most High is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is true, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Most High are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandments of the Most High is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Most High is clear, enduring forever. The judgments of the Most High are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, more than much fine gold. Sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over I. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Selah, Selassie. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Rock it. Oh, Rastafari. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Most High, I strength and I redeemer. Selah, Selassie. Aya Ingi. Arise, bright and morning star. Glory to word, glory to sound, glory to the power of the Most High, Imperial Majesty, and Bride, Celestia, Empress, Benini. I. Africa to the African.
yeah. We've been living in the bondage, y'all, for much too long. Freedom is on my mind. Ooh, why you wicked out there, oh, yo? Set the people free. Everyone you go home. 400 years and more. Living in your slavery, oh. Everyone wanna go home. Put down your tail and turn again and people come again. You've been holding on so long. We've been suffering for so long.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel? Hear, O Israel, 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 Israel.
Shema Yisrael,
The Lord our God, 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 God,
Adonai Eloheinu, 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 Eloheinu,
is one Lord, 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 Lord.
Adonai Echad, 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 Adonai Echad.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and on thy gates, my 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 gates. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, and lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth, 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 upon the earth. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God, O 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 God. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel, are ye not as children of the Ethiopians? Are ye not as children of the children of the Ethiopians? Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me? O children of Israel, saith the Lord.
My Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall declare your praise. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, and God of our father, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, the great, mighty, and awesome God, exalted God who bestows bountiful kindness, who creates all things, who remembers the piety of the patriarchs, and who in love brings the Redeemer to their children's children for the sake of his name. O King, you are a helper, a savior, and a shield. Blessed are you, Lord, shield of Abraham. You are mighty forever, my Lord. You resurrect the dead. You are powerful to save. You sustain the living with loving kindness, resurrect the dead with great mercy, support the falling, heal the sick, release the bound, and fulfill your trust to those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, mighty one, and who can be compared to you, King, who brings death and restores life and causes deliverance to spring forth? You are trustworthy to revive the dead. Blessed are you, Lord, who revive the dead. We will hallow and adore you as the sweet words of the assembly of the holy seraphim, who twice repeat, Holy unto you, as it is written by your prophet. And they call one to another and say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of the hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. Blessed be the glory of the Lord from its place. And in your holy scriptures it is written thus, the Lord shall reign forever, your God, O Zion, throughout all generations. Praise the Lord. You are holy, and your name is holy, and holy beings praise you daily for all eternity. Blessed are you, Lord, the holy God. You graciously bestow knowledge upon man, and teach mortals understanding. Graciously bestow upon us from you wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Blessed are you, Lord, who graciously bestows knowledge. Cause us to return, our Father, to your Torah. Draw us near, our King, to your service, and bring us back to you in wholehearted repentance. Blessed are you, Lord, who desires repentance. Pardon us, our Father, for we have sinned. Forgive us, our King, for we have transgressed. For you are a good and forgiving God. Blessed are you, Lord, gracious one who pardons abundantly. O behold our affliction and wage our battle. Redeem us speedily for the sake of your name. For you, God, are the mighty Redeemer. Blessed are you, Lord, Redeemer of Israel. Heal us, O Lord, and we will be healed. Help us, and we will be saved. For you are our praise. Grant complete cure and healing to all our wounds. For you, Almighty King, are a faithful and merciful healer. Blessed are you, Lord, who heals the sick of his people, Israel. Bless for us, Lord our God, this year, and all the varieties of his produce for good, and bestow blessing upon the face of the earth. Satisfy us from your bounty, and bless our year like other good years for blessings. For you are a generous God who bestows goodness and blesses the years. Blessed are you, Lord, who blesses the years. Sound the great shofar for our freedom. Raise a banner to gather our exiles, and bring us together from the four corners of the earth into our land. Blessed are you, Lord, who gathers the dispersed of this people, Israel. Restore our judges as in former times, and our counselors as of yore. Remove from us sorrow and sighing, and reign over us. You alone, O Lord, with kindness and compassion, with righteousness and justice. Blessed are you, Lord, King, who lives righteousness and justice. Let there be no hope for informers, and may all the heretics and all the wicked instantly perish. May all the enemies of your people be speedily extirpated, and may you swiftly uproot, break, crush, and subdue the reign of wickedness speedily in our days. Blessed are you, Lord, who crushes enemies and subdues the wicked. May your mercies be aroused, Lord our God, upon the righteous, upon the pious, upon the elders of your people, the house of Israel, upon the remnant of their sages, upon the righteous proselytes, and upon us. Grant ample reward to all who truly trust in your name, and place our lot among them. May we never be disgraced,
for we have put our trust in you. Blessed are you, Lord, the support and security of the righteous. Return in mercy to Jerusalem, your city, and dwell therein as you have promised. Speedily establish therein the throne of David, your servant, and rebuild it soon in our days as an everlasting edifice. Blessed are you, Lord, who rebuilds Jerusalem. Speedily cause the sign of David, your servant, to flourish and increase his power by your salvation, for we hope for your salvation all days. Blessed are you, Lord, who causes the power of salvation to flourish. Hear our voice, Lord, our God, merciful Father. Have compassion upon us and accept our prayers in mercy and favor. For you are God who hears prayers and supplications. Do not turn us away empty-handed from you, our King, for you hear the prayer of everyone. Blessed are you, Lord, who hears prayer. Look with favor, Lord our God, on your people Israel, and pay heed to their prayer. Restore the service to your sanctuary, and accept with love and favor Israel's fire offerings and prayer. And may the service of your people Israel always find favor. May our eyes behold your return to Zion in mercy. Blessed are you, Lord, who restores his divine presence to Zion. We thankfully acknowledge that you are the Lord, our God, and God of our fathers forever. You are the strength of our life, the shield of our salvation in every generation. We will give thanks to you and recount your praise evening, morning, and noon. For our lives which are committed into your hands, for our souls which are entrusted to you, for your miracles which are with us daily, and for your continual wonders and beneficences. You are the beneficent one, for your mercy is never seen, the merciful one, for your kindness never ends, for we always place our hope in you. And for all these, may your name, our King, be continually blessed, exalted and extolled forever and all time. And all living things shall forever thank you and praise your great name eternally. For you are good. God, you are everlasting salvation and help, all benevolent. God, blessed are you, Lord, beneficent is your name, and to you it is fitting to offer thanks. Bestow peace, goodness, and blessing, life, graciousness, kindness, and mercy upon us and upon all your people Israel. Bless us, our Father, and all of us as one, with the light of your countenance. For by the light of your countenance you gave us, Lord our God, Torah of light and loving kindness, righteousness, blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May it be favorable in your eyes to bless your people Israel at all times and at every moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Lord, who blesses his people Israel with peace. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. My God, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking deceitfully. Let my soul be silent to those who curse me. Let my soul be as dust to all. Open my heart to your Torah, and let my soul eagerly pursue your commandments. As for all those who plot evil against me, hasten to annul their counsel and frustrate their design. Let them be as chaff before the wind, let the angel of the Lord thrust them away. That your beloved ones may be delivered, help with your right hand and answer me. Do it for the sake of your name, do it for the sake of your right hand, do it for the sake of your Torah, do it for the sake of your holiness. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. He who makes peace in his heaven, may he make peace for us and for all Israel, and say amen. May it be your will, Lord our God and God of our fathers, that the Beth Hamkedash be steadily rebuilt in our days, and grant us portion in your Torah. In your Torah. In your Torah. In your Torah.
Shabbat Shalom.
አየነው የሰማንን አወቅነው የዳሰስንን አገኘነው የአብርሃምን አምላክ የሚያየንን ጌታ ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም ኤል ሮሂም
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
Ravita, la Shavata, Yom Tov, Yom Tov. Baruch et Yahuwah Hamvarak. Reader, bless your Yahuwah Jehovah, who is to be blessed. The reader says, Baruch et Yahuwah Hamvarak. Congregation and reader, Baruch Yahuwah Hamvaraka le'olama va'ed. Blessed is Yahuwah Jehovah, who is to be blessed forever and ever. Congregation and reader, Baruch Yahuwah Hambarak Le Olam Wa'ed. Baruch ata Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Blessed art thou, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Jehovah our Elohim, Ainai Elohim, King of the universe, universal King. Baruch ata Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher rabia dvaroa mariv ravima behakma poteach she'ari. Who at thy word bringest on the evening twilight, and with wisdom openest the gates of the heavens. Baruch ata Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher rabi dvaroa mariv ravi behakma poteach she'ari. Ua vitavuna me'ashane itima ua ma khalifa eta ha'zimani. And with understanding, ua vitavuna, be a tabuna, and with understanding, changes times and various the seasons. Ua vitavuna me'ashane itim ua ma khalifa eta ha'zimani. And arranges the stars in their watches in the sky according to thy will. Uma sadira eta hakokavima be misha mirotehem ba rakia ki ritzono. Thou createst day and night. Vorei yoma valayla. Thou createst day and night. Vorei Yom Walayla. Thou rollest away the night from before the darkness. Golel ora mipaneya choshek. And the darkness, the choshek, from before the light, from before the or. V'chosheka mipanei or. Thou makest the day to pass and the night to approach. U'ma evira yoma u'a me vi layla. Mavdil, and dividest, Mavdil, Bain Yom Ubain Laila, Yahuwah Tzebaot Shemo, and dividest the day from the night. Mavdil Bain Yom Ubain Laila, Yahuwah, Jehovah of hosts is thy name. Yahuwah Tzebaot Shemo. A God living and enduring continually. El Chai, Vik Ayama Tamid. Living God, the living power, the living God, the Almighty living and enduring continually. El Chaya, Vik Ayama Tamid. Mayest thou reign over us, of Ainai, forever and ever. Yimlok Aleinu Le Olam Wa'ed. Blessed art thou, Yahuwah Jehovah, who bringest on the evening twilight. Baruch ata Yahuwah ha-ma'irib irabim. Blessed art thou, Jehovah, who bringest on the evening twilight. Baruch ata Yahuwah ha-ma'irib irabim. With everlasting love. Ahavat olam. With everlasting eternal love. Ahabata olam. Thou hast loved the house of Israel, the Beta Israel, thy people. Ahavata olama Beta Yisrael amecha. Ahavta. A law, a Torah, and commandments, statutes, and judgments hast thou taught us, hast thou taught Ainai. Torah, ua mitzota chukim, ua mishapatim, otanu liya madita. Limadta. Therefore, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Jehovah our Elohim, when we lay down and when we rise up, we will meditate on thy statutes. Al Kain, Yahuwah Eloheinu, be shakavenu, uva kumenu, na siyacha be chukeka. Yea, yes, we will rejoice in the words of thy law, the words of thy Torah, and in thy commandments forever, for ever. Ve'nismacha be'divreya toratecha uva mitzvotecha le'olama va'ed. For they are our life, our liberty, and the length of our days. Ki haim chayenu ve'orek yamen. And we will meditate on them day and night. U'avahem nehgeh yomam valayla. And we will meditate on them day and night. U'bahem nehgeh yomam valayla. And mayest thou never take away thy love from us, from I and I. Ahavatika ala tasir mimeno. And mayest thou never take away ahavatika ala tasir mimeno, from I and I. Blessed art thou, O Jehovah Yahweh, who lovest thy people Yisrael, who lovest thy people Israel. Where ahavatika ala tasir mimeno ale olamim. Baruch ata Yahweh ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed art thou, O Jehovah, who lovest thy people Israel. Baruch ata Yahweh ohev amo Yisrael. Yisrael, 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 Yisrael,
The only love that's righteous is the love of God. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. I've been traveling this road, the universe, and see where it inspired the one I return. So let's give thanks and praise to the Most High. I learned we Babylon tried to teach us love, but it was the love of God. So now it has been proved to idolize, brethren, that the only love that's righteous is the love of God. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. Everywhere I go, Babylon tried to teach us love, but it was the love of God. Yes, it was the love of God. Let's praise to the Father. Let's give thanks and praise to the Father. Oh, Babylon, you know you were a wicked man, and you come and down to teach us love in the eye. But the love that you tried to teach us was the love of God. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. I said the only love that's righteous is the love of God. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. I've been traveling this whole universe and see where it inspires. So I and I brethren, they hold God. Let's give thanks and praise to the Most High. I learned to be Babylon, tried to teach us love, but it was the love of God. Yes, it was the love of God. So now it has been true, so I and I brethren, that the only love that's righteous is the love of God. Ooh, Jah. The only love that's righteous is the love of Jah. The only love that's righteous is the love of Jah. Everywhere where I go, Babylon try to teach us.
So much love to all my friends. So much love to all my friends. When I say more, you say fire. More fire. King Selassie as the Almighty. I mean, big bad sound like justice. This is the Kalunja passing through. So much love to all my friends. Much love to all my friends. Much love to all my friends.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
Truth is truth.
Imperial Majesty, how does it seem to you the Apostle Paul meant the statement, faith works by love?
የቅዱስ ጳውሎስ ያለው የተሳሳተ ቃል አይደለም።
What St. Paul said here is not a mistaken statement. You all know what St. Paul was and what kind of work he was engaged in before his conversion. Later on, after his conversion, he had faith and love, and if he had not had that, he would not have taught people this in his epistles. Neither love nor faith are separable from each other. An elaboration of this is Paul's exposition in one of his epistles, which speaks of love and faith. Without love, all of our human efforts in the sight of God can be useless. He loved us, and on our behalf, he was given as a ransom, and it was because of love and his love for us that he accomplished the act of love.
Like mountains round about Jerusalem, like mountains round about Jerusalem.
All the missionary soldiers in the army, who no righteous apostles serving the Almighty, could rally round that throne, rally round the justice sound, 'cause that soon I must go down, and justice wear the crown. Justice say we ready now. Justice, now ready.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד, אדוני אחד, אדוני אחד, אדוני אחד.
אמת ואמונה, כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא יהוה אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. True and trustworthy is all this. Emet ve'emuna kol zot. True and trustworthy is all this. Emet Emuna kozot, and it is established with us, Vik ayam aleinu, that he is Yahweh Eloheinu, he is Jehovah, he who be, we be our Elohim, and there is none besides him. Kihu Yahweh Eloheinu ve'ein zulato, and that we, Yisrael, Israel, are his people. Va'anachnu, wa and anachnu, and we, anachnu Yisrael, amo, his people. It is he who redeemed us, Ainai, from the hand of kings, even our king who delivered Ainai from the grasp of all the terrible ones. Ha'el, almighty power, the God who on our behalf dealt out punishment to our adversaries, adversities, and requited all the enemies of our soul, who doeth great things, past finding out, yea, and wonders without number, who holdeth our soul, our psyche, and life, and liberty, and hath not suffered our feet to be moved, who made us, I tread to trod upon the high places of our enemies, our haters, and exalted our horn over all them that hated us, that hated I, who wrought for us, miracles and vengeance upon Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the children of Ham, who in his wrath smote all the firstborn of Mitzrayim, and brought forth Amo Yisrael, his people, Israel, from among them, to everlasting eternal freeness, who made his children pass between the divisions of the Yam Suf, of the Red Sea, the Etrabahia, but sank their pursuers and their enemies, their haters, in the depths, in the deeps. Then his children beheld his might, they praised and gave thanks to Shemo, to his name, to the Hashem, and willingly accepted his sovereignty. Moshe and the Bnei Yisrael, the children, the sons of Israel, sang a song to thee, the eye, with great joy, saying, all of them, Mi chamocha ba elim Yahuwah, mi kamocha ne'idar ba'kodesh nora tehilot osei fele malachutecha rawua banecha bokea yama lifneya Moshe zeli anu ve'amru Yahuwah yimloka le'olama va'eda Ne'mar ki fada Yahuwah et Yaakov ua ge'alo wa miyada chazaka mimenu. Baruch ata Yahuwah Gaal Israel. Who is like to thee, O Yahuwah, O Jehovah? Mi kamoka ba elim Yahuwah, among the mighty ones. Who is like to thee, to the eye? Mi kamocha ne'edara ba'kodesh, glorious in holiness, nora tehilot, revered, dreaded, and ises and praises, nora tehilot, oseh feleh, doing wonders, oseh feleh. Thy children beheld thy sovereign power as thou didst cleave the sea before Moshe. They exclaimed, this is Eli, ze Eli, Anu, we Amru. They exclaimed, this is my power, this is Eli, ze Eli, Anu, we Amru, Yahuwah yimloka le'olama wa'ed, and said, Jehovah shall reign forever and ever. Yahuwah yimloka le'olam wa'ed. And it is said, Yahuwah Jehovah ve'ne'emar ki fadah Yahuwah et Yaakov, for it is said, Jehovah have delivered Jacob, Yaakov. Ki fadah Yahuwah et Yaakov ua ga'aloa miyada chazaka mimenu, and redeemed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Baruch atah Yahuwah Gaal Yisrael. Blessed art thou, Baruch atah Yahuwah, O Jehovah, who hath redeemed Yisrael. Gaal Yisrael. Hashakivenu Yahuwah Eloheinu lishalom. Ha'amidenu malekenu lechayim. Cause Ainai. Hashakivenu. O Yahuwah Jehovah, our Elohim. Hashakivenu, Yahuwah Eloheinu. Cause I and our Jehovah, our Elohim, to lay down in peace and rise us up, O our King, to life and liberty. Hashikivenu Yahweh Eloheinu li shalom. We ha'amideinu wa malkeinu wa li chayim. Spread over us, over I and I, the tabernacle of thy shalom, of thy peace, the sukkah of thy peace. Ufa ros, ufrosa aleinu sukkata shelomecha. Direct I and I aright through thine own good counsel. Save I and I for thy name's sake. Be thou a shield about us, about I and I. Remove from us, I and I, every enemy, pestilence, sword, famine, and sorrow. Remove also the adversary, the adversity from before I and behind I. O shelter I and I beneath the shadow of thy wings. For thou, for the I, Kiel, art our guardian and our deliverer. Kiel, Shomreinu Oama Itzleinu Ata. Yea, thou, O El, Kiel, art a gracious and merciful king. Kiel Meleka Chanuna Verachum Ata. And guard I and I our going out and our I and I coming in to life and to peace from this time forth and forevermore. Blessed art thou, O Yahuwah, O Jehovah, Baruch atah Yahuwah, who spreadest the tabernacle of peace over us, over I and over all thy people, Yisrael, and over Jerusalem, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Yahuwah, ha poresa, Sukata Shalom Aleinu wa ve'ad kol amo Yisrael ve'ala Yerushalayim. Here, La Shabbat on Saturdays for Saturdays, on Saturdays. Here, from Exodus chapter 31, verses 16 to 17. And the children of Yisrael and the children of Israel, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael eta hashabata, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations. La isota eta hashabata le'dorotam, for an everlasting and eternal covenant. Barit olam. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever, that in 6 days Yahweh Jehovah made the heavens and the earth and the earthly plane, and on the seventh day he rested and ceased from his work. Beini Yoveina b'nei Yisrael ot hi le olam kia shesheta yamima asa Yahweh et hashemayim ve'et haaretza ua avayom hashvi shavata vayinafash. It is, she is a sign. She is a sign. Ot hi, between me and the sons, the children of Israel. Beini ubein b'nei Yisrael ot hi le olam, for in 6 days, kia shesheta yamim, Yahweh Jehovah made, asa, Yahweh made the heavens, et ha-shemayim, and the earth, the et ha-aretz, and on the seventh day, uvayom ha-shvi'i, he rested. Shabbat, he rested. Shabbat, vayinafash, and ceased from his work. Vayinafash. Vishamru, v'nei Yisrael eta hashabat la'isota eta hashabat l'dorotam berita olam. Beini Yovein b'nei Yisrael otehi le'olam kia shesheta yamim asa Yahweh eta hashemayim ve'eta haaretza ua vayom hashvi shabata vayinafash.
ሽመላ አገራችን ኢየሩሳሌም ገና ሽመላ አገራችን ኢየሩሳሌም ገና
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew.
Shabbat, 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 this is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, this is the holy day. Holy day. Shabbat, 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 this is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, this is the holy day. Work all week and now it's time to rest. Look up the food and everything blessed. Read back and pull the scriptures out. Family reading what it's all about. Giving full attention to the most high of creation. We hallowed it and made it a holy day. Separation. To be one with the most high and feeling success. Destructions of the world have to be absent. We have to remember the fourth commandment until thy kingdom come. Shabbat, 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 this is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes it is the holy day. Holy day. Shabbat, 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 yes it is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes it is the holy day. Holy day. I'm duty free from my responsibility for servitude. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's what the Father said we're supposed to do. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by the words that proceeded by him that sits up on the highest throne. From the heaven to the earth, angel and man abstain from work, just as it was from in the first. Why should I divert? Even lovers take vacation, traveling and spending time one-on-one. It's a way of strengthening their union. We should do the same thing with the Almighty One. Shabbat, 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 yes it is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes it is the holy day. Holy day. Shabbat, 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 yes it is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes it is the holy day.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Shabbat Shalom. So I and I children sing and praise thy power, even the first power of the Holy Trinity. The Maui, Haile Selassie. Man them ready, man them ready, man them ready.
Babylon burning, Babylon burning, Babylon burn. They have no water. Fire, fire, fire.
Bless Beab, Ubu, Manufacturer, Adu, Amla, Aman. Princess has come out of Egypt. Ethiopians now stretches forth their hands unto God. O God of Ethiopia, our divine majesty, thy spirit has come into our heart to dwell in the path of righteousness. Lead us. Help us to forgive, that we must be forgiven. Teach us love, loyalty on earth as it is in Zion. Endure us with thy wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do thy will. Thy blessing to you, that the hungry be fed, the naked be clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, and the infants cared for. Deliver us from the hands of our enemies, that we may prove fruitful in these last days. When our enemies are past and decay, in the depths of the sea, in the depths of the earth, or in the bowels of a beast. Oh, give us all a place in thy kingdom forever. Selah. Let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Jah, thou art the strength and our Redeemer, that liveth and reigneth in the heart of man.
Amen. Amen. Yes,
the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
So this brings us right here. Shabbat Shalom, Sunnah Salam, here after the Shabbat, after the Sabbath podcast here for the Rastafari Sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong. Here we're at the 7th Sabbatical study here in this semester right here. Vietza, and he went forward. Interesting, the Yitzay, the Zah, right, coming out, the same root word for the Exodus. And here we have the patriarch, Yaakov, Jacob, Abinu Jacob, coming out. So right here, the tribe, and right here, also today's daily psalm, we have Psalm 87. Zion, the center, the world center, Zion, even the African Zion, because this man was born
with Ethiopia.
Where?
This man was born there. Babylon, to them that know me. Of Rahab and Babylon, Selah. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. Selah. Selah. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. With Ethiopia. This man was born there. With Ethiopia. 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 This man was born there. This man was born there.
Kadamawi. Kadamawi.
The whole place is due for help.
Shalom again, shalom, shalom. Here we have today's daily psalm. We have
Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. His foundation is in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God. Selah. Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God. Selah. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her, and the highest himself shall establish her. The Lord shall count, when he writeth up the people, that this man was born there. Selah. As well the singers as the players on instruments shall be there. All my springs are in thee. 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 Springs are in thee.
Jah is thy shepherd. Jah is thy shepherd. I shall not bow.
Make a soldier to deliver I. Make a soldier to help I. Let them be ashamed and confronted that seek after thy soul. Let them return backward and put confusion that devise thy hurt. Let them return back for a reward of their shame that say, ha ha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually. Let Jah be magnified. But I art poor and needy. Make a soldier, thou art I help. Thou art I deliverer. O Jah, make no tarry. Rastafari, of thy hands to the hills. Let Jah be praised. Rastafari. For his foundation is in the holy mountains. Jah loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwelling places of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God, Selah. I'll make mention unto Rabbi and Babylon to them that know me, behold, Philistine and Tyre with Ethiopia, them that are born there. And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her, and the highest himself shall establish her. Jah shall count, when he writeth up the people, that this and that man was born there, Selah. As well as the singers and players of instruments shall be there. All my strings are in thee, O Jah, Rastafari. Rastafari.
ሰላም ለዓለም የእግዚአብሔር ልጆች ሆይ አንድነትና አንድ ፍቅር ለሁላችን ይሁን።
מזמור פ"ז לבני קורח מזמור שיר. יסודתו בהררי קודש, אוהב אדוני שערי ציון מכל משכנות יעקב. נכבדות מדובר בך, עיר האלוהים סלע. אזכיר רהב ובבל ליודעי, הנה פלשת וצור עם כוש, זה יולד שם. ולציון יאמר איש ואיש יולד בה, והוא יכונניה העליון. אדוני יספור בכתוב עמים, זה יולד שם סלע. ושרים כחוללים, כל מעייני בך.
Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountain. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Mountain. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. His foundation is in the holy mountain. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountain. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God. Selah. Psalm 87. His foundation is in the holy mountain. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God. Selah. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her, and the highest himself shall establish her. The Lord shall count, when he writeth up the people, that this man was born there. Selah. As well the singers as the players on instruments shall be there. All my springs are in thee. 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 Are in thee.
Prophecy right here in Psalm 87. Mizmor Pei Zayin, Psalm LXXXVII. Here we have verse 4. Azkir Rahab Ubabela Leyodai. I will make mention of Rahab, Hebraic metaphorical name from Mitzrayim, what's called quote Egypt. According to the Hebrew name for Egypt, Rahab, the boaster, haughty, the arrogant. Azkir Rahab Babela Leyodai. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon as among them that know me, that know I. Leyodai. Hine Philisheta with Sora. Im Kush. Behold, Philistia, Phileshet, and Tyre with Sor, with Ethiopia, Im Kush, with Kush, Im Kush, Zeh, Yulad Sham. This one, you look at the KJV, man's italics. The real prophecy there is the Enoch, Metzasha, Hanok, and the book of Enoch, and that second coming or that second advent of Moshiach, Messiah, that man, but more than a man. Zeh Yulad Sham. This one was born there. Zeh, this, he. Yulad Sham, right here. Yes, I, Rastafari.
Foundation is in the whole of mountains. Jah loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things have been spoken of thee, O city of God. I'll make mention to Rahab and Babylon to them that know I. With the old Philistine Tyre, with Ethiopia, it shall be said that this man was born there. And the highest himself shall establish the earth. Jah Rastafari.
So right here, for this seventh sabbatical study, for this Shabbat Strong, Vietze, Zion, the world center, right here. Note even the opening of today's psalm, a psalm of the sons of Korah, a song. His foundation is in the holy mountains. Yahweh Jehovah loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Yaakov, all the dwelling places of Jacob. So here we have Yitzhak, Jacob going forward and making a 20-something year round trip. The dwellings, all the dwellings here, the prophetic connection. Black Jacob, wake up.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
And here, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Psalm 87, Psalm LXXXVII, Psalm 87, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Zayin. And here, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Psalm 87, Psalm LXXXVII, Psalm 87, Mizmor Pei Zayin, Mizmor Pei Zayin. A psalm of the sons of Korah, a song. His foundation is in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the houses of Jacob. Here, today's daily psalm, Psalm 87, verses 1 to 2. Livnei Korach, Mizmor Shir, Yesudato, Beharei Kodesh. Ohev Yahweh Sha'arei Zion, Mikola, Mia Shekanot Yaakov. A song of the sons of Korah, Libnei Korach, Mizmor, a psalm, a mizmor, a chant, an intonation, Isis, mizmor, a psalm of the sons of Korah, Libnei Korach, mizmor, a song, shir, a song, shir. His foundation is in the holy mountains. Yesudato, Beharei Kodesh, his foundation. Yesudato, 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 his foundation. Beharei, Beharei, Harei, in the mountain. Kodesh, holy, in the holy mountains. Yesudato, Beharei Kodesh. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion. Ohei Yehovah Sha'arei Zion. He who he loveth. Ohei Yahweh. Ohei Yehovah. Ohei Yehovah. Sha'arei, gates of Sha'arei Zion. Sha'arei Zion. More than all. Mikol, Mikol. More than all, from all. Mikol. Mishikanot, the dwellings. Mishikanot, Yaakov. More than all the dwellings of Jacob. Livnei Korach, Mizmor, Shir. Yesudato, Beharei Kodesh. Ohev Yehovah, Sha'arei Zion. Mikola, Mia Shekanota, Yaakov. Hakadosh, Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, loves more than all the houses of prayer in the world those gates noted for decisions on law, on Torah, rendered therein by scholars. Hakadosh, Baruch Hu, loves more than all the houses of prayer in the world those gates noted for decisions on law, rendered therein by scholars. And here a midrash note here on Mizmor Pei Zayin, Psalm 87 here, the midrash note. The commentator derives the word Zion in the Hebrew Sion, Zion from Siyan, to mark, to make prominent, Siyan, and interprets gates of Zion, interprets Sha'arei Zion, gates of Zion as, quote, gates noted as seats of judgment, wherein scholars rendered decisions in matters of law. Glorious things are spoken of thee, the eye. O city of God, here. Mizmor Fe Zain, Psalm 87, here Hebraically, the Gimel, the third verse, the Gimel, the Gamel verse. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God. Nia Kabadot Midubar Bak Ir Ha-Elohim Selah. Glorious things are spoken of thee, I. Nia Kabadot Nikabadota Midubar Bak. O city, Ir, O city of Ha-Elohim, the true good, the true God. Ir Ha-Elohim Selah. Pause. These words, Eile Hadebarim, these words, here, are to be considered in the light of what Scripture says elsewhere, even in Yeshayahu, in Isaiah, in Isaiah chapter 54, verse 11, that reads, O thou poor, tossed with tempest and not comforted. O thou poor, tossed with tempest and not comforted. Niya so'era lo nuchama, O thou afflicted poor, O thou poor, O thou afflicted. Niya so'era, tossed with tempest. Niya so'era, and not comforted. Lo nuchama, Niya so'era, lo nuchama, O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest and not comforted. When is the city of Ha-Elohim, of the true good, the true God, poor? When is the city of God poor? Rav Yitzchak, Isaac said, when the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Israel, the Israelites are poor in good works. When the Bnei Yisrael, when the children of Israel are poor in good works. When is the city of God, the city of Ha-Elohim, so'era, tossed with tempest? When the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children, the Israelites are tossed about in the world. So'era means tossed with tempest. So'era means tossed with tempest. For its stem has this sense in the verse, according to Jonah chapter 1, verse 4. There was a mighty tempest, Sa'ar, in the sea. There was a mighty tempest, Sa'ar, in the sea. Vayehi Sa'ar Gadol Bayam. There was a mighty tempest in the sea. Vayehi Sa'ar Gadol Bayam. And not comforted, Lo Nuchama, and not comforted. Ha-Elohim said to Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem, though I chastise thee in this world, in the Zaman Labo, in the time to come, behold, I will set thy stones in fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires. Here, Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 54, verse 11, the B part. So, Ha'el, the true good Ha-Elohim said to Yerushalayim, though I chastise thee in this world, in the time to come. Hine anochi ma rebitza bapuk vinaik via sadik ba sapiri. Behold, hine I anochi will set thy stones in fair colors. Ma rebitza bapuka banayik. I will set thy stones in fair colors and lay thy foundations. We sadik with sapphires. Ba saparim. Hine anochi ma rebitza bapuka banayik. We sadika ba saparim. And here, Midrash note on time to come, the Kate, the Hazaman Labo, the time to come. Quote, though I chastise thee in this world, in the time to come, in the gates, in Hazaman Labo, in the time to come. So reads the PE, the print edition, with in the time to come. Bazaman Labo, by gates, in the time to come. This is interpolated by Padua. Some say the ET, the edited text here, is unintelligible. So, here. Ha'elohim. Hayel said to Jerusalem, though I chastise thee in this world, in the time to come, behold, I will set thy stones in fair colors and lay thy foundations with sapphires. By fair colors, by the words fair colors, bapuk, in fair colors, bapuk, puk, fair colors, is meant fast colors made of antimony, puk, in the Hebrew, puk, antimony, stibium, black paint, eye cosmetics, dye, stibium for the eyes, bapuk. By puk, fair colors is meant fast colors made of antimony. As for sapphires, ba saprim, by sapphires, it is said that a man bought a sapphire and stipulated with the seller that he wished to test it. He laid the sapphire on an anvil and struck it with a hammer, and the hammer split and the anvil broke, but the sapphire was not broken. And luminaries to give thee light, I shall make of kadkod. Here, Yeshayahu, Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 54, verse 12. V'samti kadkoda shima shotayich, and I will make thy pinnacles of rubies, and luminaries to give thee light, I shall make of kadkod, with samti kadkod shima shotayich. Rab Berechiah taught in the name of Rab Abba Bar Kahana as to the meaning of kadkod. Two angels in heaven, Mikael and Gabriel, they differ. But some maintain that Rab Berechiah taught it was two Amoraim of the west, namely Yehuda and Hezekiah, the sons of Rav Chia, who differed. One of them saying that kadkod means onyx, and the other that it means jasper. Whereupon Hakadosh, the Holy One, Baruch Hu, blessed be he, declared, it will be as this one says, and as that one says. So here, two notes, Midrash notes, notes on kadkod. Precious stones would thus make the place of the sun in illuminating Jerusalem in messianic times. Precious stones would thus, like this, take the place of the sun. Precious stones would, like this, thus take the place of the sun in illuminating Jerusalem in messianic times, in the times of the Messiah. Here refer to the Pesikta, Rabati, also to legends in the Yehudi version. And I will make thy pinnacles of rubies. And I will make thy pinnacles of rubies with samti kadkod shima shotayich. And I will make thy pinnacles of rubies. The word shin mem shin. We have shim shotayich. Shemesh shamesh shim mem shim may, however, mean sun, as in shemesh shamesh sun, as well as battlement, or it can mean pinnacle. So the Hebraic root, the sheen, the mem or meme, and the sheen may mean shemesh shamesh sun, as well as battlement or pinnacle. And here, the next note, Midrash note on kadkod can be read as the Aramaic kadkad, Kad, meaning this one and that one. So the word kad in the Aramaic, kad means this one and that one. Kad. Hence, here, luminaries to give the light, I shall make of kad. Luminaries to give the light. Now, also here in Yeshayahu, here, he who he be is speaking, the thee, the thy, he's speaking to she. With samati, kad, shim shotayik. Luminaries to give thee, speaking to she, light, I shall make of kad. With samati, kad, shim shotayik. And thy gates of stones of carbuncle. Continuing here, Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 54, the next verse, and thy gates of carbuncle, and thy gates of stones of carbuncle. Or she'arayich le avnei ekdach, and thy gates of stones. Or she'arayich le avnei of carbuncles. Ekdach. Rav Yehuda, Judah, said in the name of Rav Shemuel bar Yitzhak, Samuel bar Isaac, the great gate in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, together with its two wickets, will be of one carbuncle. While Rav Yochanan was interpreting the phrase, and thy gates of stones hollowed out, while Rav Yochanan was interpreting the verse as reading, and thy gates of stones hollowed out. O she'arayik le avnei ekdach, as meaning that Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, will bring gems and pearls hollowed out to a space of 10 by 20 cubits and set them up as the gates of Yerushalayim, the gates of Jerusalem. A certain disciple, a certain Talmud, a certain Deka Mezmor disciple sneered and said, if gems and pearls, even as large as a dove's eggs, cannot be found, can any large enough for gates be found? And here the Midrash note on the words and interpretation of Rav Yochanan. Rav Yochanan derives the Kof, the Dalet, and the Chet. The Kof, the Dalet, and the Chet, as we have it in this word right here, Ekdacha. The Kedacha, the root of Ekdach, the Kadach, the Kof, the Dalet, and the Chet. He derives the root of Ekdach from Kadacha, in the sense of kindle, Kadach, in the sense of kindle, hence, quote, carbuncle. But from the other sense of Kadach, namely bore, to chisel, or to hollow out. Thus, from the root, there's two senses here, Hebraically. There's a sense of kindle in Kadach, and the other sense of Kadach, namely to bore, or to chisel, or to hollow out. So here, a certain disciple, a certain Talmud, a certain Deka Mezmor, a certain disciple sneered and said, if gems and pearls, even as large as a dove's egg, cannot be found, can any large enough for gates be found? In the course of time, the ship of this disciple, the ship of this Talmud, the ship of this Deka Mezmor sailed in the sea, and he beheld ministering angels, sawing gems and pearls, and hollowing out in them a space of 10 by 20 cubits. He asked, what are these for? The ministering angels replied, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, will set up these gems and pearls as the gates of Yerushalayim, as the gates of Jerusalem. When Hatalmid, when the disciple came back and again saw Rav Yochanan expounding, he said to him, "O Rabbi, Rabban, O Master, expound away. It is fitting that thou, the I, shouldest expound, since that which thou didst describe, I have indeed beheld." Rav Yochanan said to him, "Wretch, if thou hadst not beheld, thou, the I, wouldst not have believed, and wouldst still sneer at the words of the sages." Rav Yochanan fixed his eyes on Ha-Talmid, on the Talmid, the disciple, on the Deka Mezmor, and the disciple, the Deka Mezmor, the Talmid became a heap of bones. Rav Pinchas Phineas Ha-Kohen Bar Chama, Rav Phineas, the priest, Bar Chama said, "It happened that a pious man in the course of his travels was wondering about this matter and asking, is it possible for a large gate and its 2 wickets to be of one stone? When he beheld one such stone rise up out of the sea, hence, hear, and thy gates of stones hollowed out. She'araich le avnei ekdach, and thy gates of stones, she'araich le avnei, hollowed out, ekdach, and thy gates of stones of carbuncles, and thy gates of stones hollowed out. She'araik li avnei ekdach, and all thy borders of precious stones. Here. Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 54, the last part of verse 12, that reads, and all thy borders of precious stones. V'kol gevulek le avnei chefetz, and all thy borders of precious stones. V'kol gevulek le avnei chefetz. Rav Binyamin Bar Lewi, Rav Benjamin Bar Levi said, in this world, the boundaries of men's fields are marked with cistus. And here a midrash note. And here the midrash notes cistus, C-I-S-T-U-S, cistus, a shrubby plant with deep and straight roots, used for hedges to mark boundaries. Cistus, a shrubby plant with deep and straight roots, used for hedges to mark boundaries. Ani lechozer, I repeat, Rav Binyamin Bar Lewi, Rav Benjamin Bar Levi said, in this world, the boundaries of men's fields are marked with cistus, but in Hazamana Labo, in the time to come in the gates, all thy borders of precious stones. W'kol gevulaik le avnei chefetz, all thy borders of precious stones. That is, the boundaries will be marked with gems. Rav Yudan said, in the time to come, in Zamana Labo, in the gates, the time, the I were to come, if a man be owed 2 gold coins by an other, he will say to him, let us go, make I and I go to Moshiach HaMelech, to the King Messiah. And when they come to Moshiach HaMelech, to the King Messiah, the debtor will say, what do I owe thee? Is it gold? Go to, take it from the dust, right here. For in Hazaman Labo, in the time that I were to come in the gates, gold and silver will be like dust before Mashiach HaMelech, before the Negus Masih, before the King Messiah. As it is said, even in Psalm 147, verse 14, Hebraically, thy borders shall make peace. Thy borders shall make peace. Hasama gevulek shalom. He maketh thy borders peace. Hasam gevulek shalom. And here a midrash note, the borders then being made of gems. Some say perhaps the commentator interpreted shalom, peace, here in Psalm 147, Hebraically the 14th verse, Mizmor Kof Mem Zayin, in Psalm CXLVII, in Psalm 147 verse 14 that reads, Hasam Gibulaik Shalom. Perhaps the commentator interpreted shalom, peace, as shalom, payment. Shalom, Hebraically peace, being interpreted as shilum, payment, making the verse read, he, speaking of Ha'el, Ha'elohim, Ha'el, true good, true God, he maketh thy borders into payment. He maketh thy borders into payment. Hasam Gebulek Shalom. He maketh thy borders into payment. I.e., that's to say, he makes the very earth of the Holy Land serve as money. He makes the very earth of the holy, the Isla, the set apart land serve as money. Hence, here, the Bnei Korach, the sons of Korach, said to Ha'el, true good, true God, to Ha'elohim, when thou, the eye, bringest such things about, when thou, the eye, bringest such things about. Here, Midrash note, so reads the PE, the printed edition. The ET, the edited text reads, when it will be thus, when it will be like this. We shall sing songs and psalms. We, I and I, shall sing songs and psalms and chants to thee, to the eye. Hence, here, a psalm of the sons of Korah, a song, when his foundations will be in the holy mountains. Livnei Korach Mizmor Shir, Yisudato Beharei Kodesh, a psalm, Mizmor, of the sons of Korah. Livnei Korach Mizmor, a song, Shir, when his foundation, Yisudato, Yisudato, when his foundation will be in the holy mountains. Yisudato B'harei Kodesh. A different comment on his foundation is in the holy, the set apart, the sanctified, the Isla mountains. Yisudato B'harei Kodesh. Yisudato B'harei Kodesh. This means that Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, is the foundation, the Yesod, the foundation of the world, by virtue of two holy mountains, by virtue of two Isla set apart, sanctified mountains, Mount Sinai, and Mount Moriah. And here, Midrash note, Mount Sinai, Har Sinai, Mount Sinai plucked itself out of Mount Moriah. Here refer to the Midrash, the study on Psalm 68.9, also Psalm 68, and the note, the 16th note. Rav Phinehas said in the name of Rav Reuben, there will come a time when Hakadosh, the Holy One, the Sanctified One, the Set Apart One, the Isla One, Baruch Hu, blessed be He, will bring Sinai, Tabor, and Carmel together and put Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, on top of them, as is said even in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. The mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. The mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. That the mountain of he who he be's house, Jehovah's house, shall be established, Rosh Harim, established as the top of the mountains. Nakon Yihiyehar Betioa Rosh Harim, that the mountains of the mountain of Jehovah's house shall be established. Nakon establish Yihye will be Nakon Yihye, Har, mountain, Beit, house, Yehovah, Jehovah, Nakon Yihye, Har, Betioah, as the top, Rosh, in the Ras, in the head, Rosh of the mountains, Rosh Heharim. Rav Chanina taught not only this, but even more. There will come a time in Iowa when the mountain of Jehovah's house will lead in the singing, and the other mountains will answer in chorus after it with songs and psalms. For it is said even in 1 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 22, the Lord will establish it, Prince of the singers. The Lord will establish it, Prince of the singers. Uakananiyahu Sara Halaviyama be Masa Yasara Ba Masa Kia Mevin Hu. Here, 1 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 22. And Hananiah, chief of the Levites, was for song. He instructed about the song because he was skillful. And Hananiah, chief of the Levites, was for song. He instructed about the song because he was skillful. Kananiyahu Sara Halawiyama bi Masa Yasara Bamasa Ki Mebin Hu. And here Midrash note, apparently Rav Hanina, Rav Hanina, so renders the name Kananiah, and he finds in it an allusion to the previously cited verse, even the verse in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2 that reads, Nakon Yihyehar Betioah Rosha Heharim. The mountain of he who be's house, the mountain of Jehovah's house shall be established. Nakon Yihye shall be established. Nakon Yihye, in the top of the mountains. Rosh Heharim. Also referred to the Midrash on Psalm 36.6, where the sense seems to be slightly different. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion. Here. Today's Psalm, Mizmor Fe Zayin. Pezen, Psalm 87. Here. The Beit, the second verse. Oheb Yehovah Sha'erei Zion. Jehovah loveth the gates of Zion. Oheb Yehovah Sha'erei Zion. Hamelech, the king, the Negus, even Negus Neges, has a palace in every province. But which palace is best loved by him? The palace that is in his own province. Hence, here. Ohebioah Sha'erei Zion. Jehovah loveth the gates of Zion. Hakadosh Baruchu, the Holy One, blessed be he, said, I love synagogues, the Knesset, and the houses of study, the Beit Midrash, the houses of study. But what do I love even more? Zion, for it is my own palace. The words, glorious things are spoken of thee, of the eye, O city of God, O city of Ha-Elohim. Nia kavadota me dubar bak ir Ha-Elohim. Selah. Glorious things are spoken of thee. Here speaking to she, ir Ha-Elohim. Nia kavadota me dubar bak ir Ha-Elohim. These words are taken as said to Yerushalayim, said to she in the time of Hezekiah. in the Iowa of Hezekiah. Of him it is told even in 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 20 how he made the pool and the conduit and brought water into the city of David, the city of David. ויצא דברי חזקיהו וכל גבורתו ואשר עשה את הברכה ואת התעלה ויבא את המים העירה הלא הם כתובים על ספר דברי הימים למלכי יהודה. Here the full verse, 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 20. And the rest of the acts of Hezekiah and all his might, and how he made a pool and a conduit and brought water into the city. Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Here. ויתר דברי חזקיהו וכל גבורתו ואשר עשה את הברכה ואת התעלה ויבא את המים העירה הלא המה כתובים על ספר דברי הימים למלכי יהודה. But was it not said of Hezekiah, of Hezekiah, that he stopped the watercourse of Gihon, and prevented it from coming into the city of David, the city of David? And here the Midrash note, compare with 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verse 30. 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verse 30. Hence, here, he brought water into the city. He brought water into the city. Vayaveh et hamayim ha'ira. He brought water into the city of David. He brought water into the city of David. Vayabeh et hamayim ha'ira. This must mean that Hezekiah brought system to the study of Torah, For in this verse, water, mayim, hamayim, waters, is plainly a symbol of precepts of Torah, precepts of HaTorah, of God's direction, instruction, of the teaching of His Majesty, as also in the verse, even the verse from Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1, where it reads, Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come y'all to the waters. Hoi, kola ame, leko lamayim. Ho, everyone that thirsteth. Hoi, kola ame, come y'all, leko, for water. Lamayim. Hoi, kola ame, leko lamayim. And in the Mashal, in the Proverbs, in Mishle, Shlomo, in the Proverbs of Solomon, Proverbs chapter 9, verse 5, it reads, Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine that I have mingled. Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine that I have mingled. L'ko, lachmo, ve'lachmi, ushto be'yayin, ma sakrete. Come y'all. L'ko, eat of my bread. Lachmu belachmi. L'ko lachmu belachmi. And drink, or shito, and drink of the wine that I have mingled. Or shito be'yayin ma sakriti. What did Hezekiah, what did Hezekiah used to do? Whenever he came upon a man skilled in the systematic arrangement of traditions of the tribe, he used to bring him to the city of Yerushalayim, of Jerusalem. Whenever he came upon a good teacher, he would bring him to the city of Yerushalayim, of Jerusalem. Therefore, it is written even in the Mashal, the Proverbs, in Mishlei, Shlomo, the Proverbs of Solomon, Proverbs chapter 25, verse 1. These also are the Proverbs of Solomon that the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. Gamel, Mishlei, Shlomo, Asher, Etiko, Ansheya, Hezekiah, Melech Yehudah. These also, Gamel, are the Proverbs of Solomon, Mishlei Shlomo, that the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. Asher, Etiko, Ansheya, Hezekiah, Melech Yehudah. Gamel, Mishlei Shlomo, Asher Etiko, Ansheya Hezekiah, Melech Yehudah,
ሰለሞንም አለ እርሱ በፊትህ በእውነትና These are also the Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out.
Live by the Torah and the wicked I go crumble.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
His foundation is in the whole of mountains. Jah loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things have been spoken of the O city of God. I'll make mention to Rahab and Babylon to them that know I. With the old Philistine Tyre, with Ethiopia, it shall be said that this man was born there, and the highest himself shall establish the earth. Jah Rastafari.
Yes. Here for this 7th sabbatical study, reading about some of the dwellings of the patriarch Jacob. One of the thoughts of the Shabua is ideal family or the wrong place. Jacob, he felt like he was in the wrong place, no doubt. And his years, all the years, 20-something years, was wasted. People often find themselves, many of I in jobs, careers, homes, even family arrangements or relationships that make them and I feel as if they are far outside of Shah's plan, the Almighty's plan, the divine plan. But that is also a part of the plan. So right here, we're going to ride up right here, the Aliyah and the Aliyot here from the Torah reading and feeding here, picking up with Genesis chapter 28, picking up verse 10. ויצא Yaakov, and Jacob Wetzato, he went forward. He, in a sense, exodused from his family relationship. Genesis chapter 28, verses 10 to Genesis chapter 32, verse 2. In the Haftarah, the prophet's reading we have before us, Hosea, chapter 12, focus verses 12 to chapter 14, verse 10. In the Brit Chadasha, the renewed covenant, often referred to as New Testament reading. In the Brit Chadasha, we have John's Gospel, the Gospel according to Yohanan. John chapter 1, focus verses 19 to 51. Some of the key themes right here, Chaverim, fellow disciples, in this Torah reading and feeding, the 7th here in this semester right here. We have Genesis chapter 28, Yaakov. Jacob's, he had a dream. His dream at Bethel, at Bethel. Also in chapter 29, Yaakov, Jacob, he meets Rachel or Rachel. In chapter 29 as well, Yaakov, Jacob, he marries Laban's daughters. Chapter 30, Jacob, Yaakov, he prospers. Some might say at Laban's expense. In other words, he comes into, extension of the family business, and he is very good at his job, and things start to prosper under his hand. So Jacob prospers. Chapter 31, Yaakov, the patriarch, he flees. He flees. Got to get away. Keep it moving. He got to get away. He flees with his family, right? And his flocks. Same chapter, chapter 31, Laban. Interesting name, Laban. We have been touching on the Perkei, the Rebbe Eliezer, one of the ancient teachings in the compendium known as the Talmud, where it states that Shem is black and Ham is black like a raven, but Japhet or Japheth is Lavani. So his name even means white. And it's kind of interesting as he changes Jacob's wages and goes through a lot of things that happened to the once lost now found people under the times of the Gentiles. But that being that, we'll pick up, John willing, on that. In the same chapter, chapter 31, Laban, he runs after Yaakov, Jacob and family like they were runaway slaves. Laban, he overtakes Yaakov and family. In chapter 31, Laban and Yaakov, Jacob. So Jacob and his uncle, somebody say the uncle, say uncle, right? The uncle, they make a covenant. They make a very interesting covenant. We can see how that works out prophetically, who comes from Laban, who does Laban represent. But then we get to the prophets, the Haftarah, in Hosea chapter 12, right? We have the long history of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, the children of Israel, the Israelites, their rebellion against Yahweh, against Jehovah. Chapter 13 of Hosea, the relentless judgments or consequences of Yasharalah's, of Yisrael's rebellion against Yahweh, against Yahweh, truth and life. In chapter 14, this is in the Haftarah, the prophets reading, the second of the Trinity of readings right here. In Hosea chapter 14, we have a plea. A plea bargain is offered to the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, to Yasharallah. A plea for teshuvah, or modern Hebrew, teshuvah, which means to turn from the straight way to Yahweh. New Testament sense, they have a word metanoia, right? A change of mind, to think different, or in Christological and religious terms, a plea for repentance, to change Yasharalah's mind from the straight way to Yahweh. Same chapter 14, we have the assurance upon that change, that teshuvah, that metanoia, that change of mind. There is the assurance, always faithful, always sure, of divine forgiveness. So here, let's write up right here. First things first, just the order of the Torah reading and feedings, what is said. I'd like to share this with brothers and sisters, but first, this right here, Baruch Atah.
Baruch Atah Adonai, Baruch Abba Yerushalayim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Baruch Abba Yerushalayim.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
So right here, sabbatically speaking, there's a Torah aliyot. The aliyah is like a going up. So for the Torah reading and feedings, it's like 7 aliyot. Therefore, we seek to practice like an aliyah a day during the Shabbat, during the 7 days called the week, to keep it sabbatically strong. So there's the aliyot, right, of Raka before the reading of Torah. So I'd like to share and read right here some of the basic precepts. It's also the baraka over the wine or over the chalice, over the cup. So right here, Shema Yisrael,
Hear, O Israel.
The reader takes the scroll of HaTorah of the law, and the following is said: Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. The reader in the congregation, hear, O Israel, he who be our Elohim, he who be Yahweh is one. The reader in the congregation then say, Echad hu Eloheinu Gadol, Adonenu Kadosh, with Norah Shemo. One is our Elohim, Ayanai Elohim. Great is Ayanai Adonai, Doniai. Holy Kadosh. Kadosh is his name. Kadosh, holy. And dreadful is his name. Kadosh with Norah Shemo. The reader then says, Gadlu Layawa Iti Ua Ne Romema Shemo. Yachadao, magnify he who be with me. Kadlu la Yahweh iti. And let us make I exalt his name together. Ua ne romema shemo. Yachadao. The reader in the congregation then says, Thine, lika Yahuwah. Thine is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine, Yahweh, is the kingdom and the supremacy as head, as Arosh, as Aras, over all. Exalt ye, y'all, Yahweh Eloheinu, he who be, we be, Ayanai Elohim, and worship at his footstool. Kadosh, who holy is he. Exalt ye, Yahweh Eloheinu, he who be, we be, Ayanai Elohim, and worship at his holy mount. For Yahweh Eloheinu is holy. Ki Kadosh, Yahweh Eloheinu. Magnified and hallowed and holy and Isla. Praised, Isis, and glorified, exalted and extolled above all be the name of the Supreme King of Kings, Nagus and Nages, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. In the worlds which He hath created, this world and the world to come, in accordance with His desire and with the desire of them that fear, that reverence, that respect Him, and of all the Beta Yisrael, the house of Israel, the rock, everlasting, eternal, and the Adonai, the Lord, Adonai of all creatures, the Elohim of all souls, who dwelleth in the wide extended heights, who inhabiteth the heaven of heavens of old, whose holiness, islandness is above the Chayot and above the throne of glory. Now, therefore, Thy name, Yahweh Eloheinu, he who be, we be, Ayanai Elohim, shall be hallowed, shall be Isla amongst us, Ayanai, in the sight of all living. Let us make Ayanai sing a new song before him, as it is written. Sing to Elohim, the true good, the true God. Sing praises, sing Isis to Shemo, his name. Extol ye, extol y'all him that rideth upon the heavens by his name. Jah, Rastafari, and exalt before him. And may we, I see him eye to eye when he returneth to his habitation, as it is written, for they shall see eye to eye when the Yahweh returneth to Zion, to Zion. And it is said, and the glory of Adonai shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yahweh, he who be, hath spoken it. May the Father of mercy have mercy upon a people that have been born by him. May he remember the covenant with the patriarchs. Deliver I and I souls from evil hours, check the evil inclination in them that have been carried by him. Grant I and I of his grace and everlasting eternal deliverance, and in the attribute of his goodness, fulfill our I and I desires by salvation and mercy. The scroll of the law of HaTorah is placed upon the desk, and the reader says the following: and may he help, shield, and save all who trust in him. And let us make I and I say, Amen. Ascribe all of you greatness to Eloheinu, I and I Elohim, and render honor to HaTorah, to the law. Here, the reader names the person who is called to the reading of HaTorah, of the law. Blessed be he who in his holiness, in his islandness, gave the law, HaTorah, to his people, Amo Yisrael. The law of Yahuwah, he who be is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of Yahuwah is faithful, making wise the simple. The precepts of Yahuwah are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahuwah is pure, enlightening the eyes. Yahuwah will give strength to Amo, to his people. Yahuwah will bless Amo, his people, with shalom, peace. As for Elohim, Ha-Elohim, his way is perfect. The word of Yahuwah, of he who be, is tried. He is a shield to all them that trust in him. The congregation and the reader says, and ye and y'all that cleave to Adonai, your Elohim, are alive, every one of you this day. Those who are called to the reading of HaTorah, the law, say the following baraka, blessing. Bless y'all, Yahuwah, he who be, who is to be blessed. The congregation response is, blessed be Adonai, who is to be blessed forever and ever. The response of the congregation is repeated, and the baraka, the blessing, continued. Blessed art thou, Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech ha'olam, who has chosen us from all peoples and has given us thy law, thy Torah. Blessed art thou, Baruch atah Yahuwah. Blessed art thou, O he who be, Noten HaTorah, who giveth the Torah, who giveth the law, giveth Torah 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 law.
Hear, O Israel, hear, O Israel. What does Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, hear, O Israel, hear, O Israel. The Lord, our God, the Lord is one. What does that really mean? And why is it important?
Jah is I light, I be a testament of the light that shineth through the night. Humble lion, and I have forward and reach a Mount Zion. We're following the light of the Lamb and the Lion, the most holy one, the Father and the Son. Read it in the Old and the New Testament. Me I tell you to read up your Bible.
Blessings of the Torah before the Torah portion reading in the Hebrew and English tongue. Baraku et Yahweh Hamvarach. Baruch Yahweh Hamvarach. Leolam vayeh. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher bekarbenu mebo Hamayim Benutan lanu et Torato Baruch atah Yahweh Noten ha-Torah. Bless Yahweh, the Blessed One. Blessed is Yahweh, the Blessed One, for all eternity. Blessed are you, Yahweh, our Almighty, King of the universe, who selected us from all the peoples and gave us his Torah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, giver of the Torah.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael. Hear. Give ear, O Yisrael. Hear for the 7th Rastafari Sabbatical study. Here for this Shabbat strong. For Shabbat, Shema Yisrael. Hear. Give ear, O Yisrael. Here for the 7th Rastafari Sabbatical study. Here for this Shabbat strong. For Shabbat, Sabbath, and he went out, and he went forward, and he went out. Here, picking up the first book of Moshe, Hebrew book that is called Genesis chapter 28, here at verse 10, here for this 7th Torah portion, reading and feeding. Shema Yisrael, Geveo Yisrael, Semi, Ethiopia Hoy, Semi, Jerusalem, as in be, here. Wayetze Yaakov, Mi Be'er Shabba'a, Waya Yeleka Harana. And Yaakov and Jacob went forth from Beer Sheba. Wayetze Yaakov Mi Be'er and went toward Haran. Wayelek Harana. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of Elohim, the true good, the true God, the Malaike Elohim, ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yahovah, Yod-Heh, Weh-Heh, he who be, we be, stood above it and said, Why Yomar, Ani Yahovah, I be, he who be. Ani Yahovah, Elohei Abraham, Abika, Elohei Yitzhak. I, he who be, we be, the Elohim, true good, true God of Abraham, thy father, Ani Yahovah, Elohei Abraham, Abika, and the God of Isaac, Elohei Yitzhak, Haaretz asher ata shokeva aleha leka etanena ualizareka. The land, Haaretz, the land whereon thou liest, to thee I will I give it, and to thy seed, Zareka, to thy race, and thy seed, thy race, shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee, and in thy seed, Zareka, thy race, shall all the families of the earth, of the earthly plane, be blessed. And behold, I with thee I, and will keep thee I in all places, where thou goest, and will bring thee I again into this land. For I will not leave thee I, until I have done that which I have spoken to thee I, to thee of. And Yaakov and Jacob awaked out of his sleep and said, Surely Yahovah, surely Jehovah is in this place, this makom. And I knew it not. And Yaakov and Jacob awaked. Wayahiakat Yaakov. Mishanato. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep. Wayomer. And he said, Akan, Yeshi Hoa, surely he who he be, Ba Makom Hazeh is in this place, in this Makom, Ba Makom Hazeh, with Anoki, and I, with Anoki, and I, Lo, Yadaiti, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place, this Makom. This is none other but the house of Elohim. And this is the gate of Shemayim, the gate of heaven. And he was afraid. Wayayira, and said, Wayomar, how full of awe, how dreadful. Ma Nora, how dreadful is this place. Ma Nora, Hamakom Hazeh, how full of awe is this place. This is none other than the Beiti Elohim, and the Beit Elohim, than the house of Elohim. And this is the gate, Sha'ar HaShemayim, and this is the gate of the heavens. Wayira, Wayomar, Ma Nora HaMakom Hazeh, Ein Zeh Ki'im Beit Elohim, with Zeh Sha'ar HaShemayim. And Yaakov and Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Beit El, Bethel. But the name of the city was called Luz at the first. And Yaakov and Jacob vowed a vow, saying, if Elohim will be with me, will be with I, and will keep I in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's bait, but shalom and peace, then shall Yahuwah Yod-Heh-Weh-Hey Jehovah be Elohai, my Elohim. And Jacob and Yaakov vowed a vow. Why yidar Yaakov neder leimor Ima Yihyeh Elohim Imadi, if Elohim will be with me. Im Yihyeh Elohim Imadi, and will keep me in this way that I go. Ushamarani Badereka Hazeh, and will give me bread, to eat. Ushamarani Badereka Hazeh, Asha Anokia Holek with Natan Aliyah Lechem. If Elohim will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat with Natan Aliyah Lechem Le'ekol, and raiment to put on. Ua Begeda Lil Bish, so that I come again to my father's house in peace. With Shavati Bit Shalom El Beit Abi, then shall he who he be my Elohim. Wehaya Yahuwah Li Elohim, then he who he be will be for me Elohim, the true good, the true God. Wehaya Yahuwah Li Elohim. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be Elohim's house. With ha-eben hazot asher samti matzeva Yihye Beit Elohim, and of all that thou, the I, shall give me, shall give I will surely give the tenth, the tithe, to thee, with ha'ebin hazot asher samtia matzeva yihye beit Elohim with kol asher titein li asir asarenu lak. And here, Shema Yisrael, here, Gavil Yisrael, here for the Sheni Aliyah, here for the second reading, the second offering right here, for this Shabbat, Witzay, Sabbath, and he went forth and he went out. Here picking up the first book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Genesis chapter 29. Yaakov, Jacob's years at Haran. Vayisa Yaakov, Raglayo, Vayeleka, Arza, Bnei Adam. Then Jacob went on his journey. Vayisa Yaakov, Raglayo, and came into the land of the people of the east. Vayelek Arza B'nei Adam, and came into the land of the people of the Adam. Vayelek Arza B'nei Adam, and he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, look, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth, and thither and there were all the flocks gathered. And they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place. And Yaakov and Jacob said to them, My brethren, whence be ye? Whence be y'all? And they said, Of Haran, we, I and I. And he said to them, Know your Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know, I and I know him. And he said to them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, cometh with the sheep. And he said, Lo, look, it is yet high day, neither is it time, that the cattle should be gathered together. Water y'all the sheep, and go, feed them. And they said, We cannot, I cannot, until all the flocks be gathered together. And till they roll the stone from the well's mouth, then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel, came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, his mother's ach, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's ach, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's ach, his mother's brother. And Yaakov kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice and wept. And Yaakov told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Yaakov, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to Beitol, to his bait, to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou, I, art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month, the space of a moon. And Laban said to Jacob, Because thou art Achi, my brother, Wendeme, shouldest thou, I therefore serve me for naught, for nothing? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful, eyeful, and well, 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 and well.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Hear, Shema Yisrael, hear, give ear, hear, for the Shalishi, here for the third Aliyah, the third reading, the third up offering, here for this Shabbat, why you say, hear, Shema Yisrael, hear, give ear, hear, for the Shalishi, here for the third Aliyah, the third reading, the third up offering, here for this Shabbat, why you say, Sabbath, and he went out and he went forward. Here, picking up the first book of Moshe, the Hebrew book called Genesis. Here, Genesis chapter 29, here at the 18th verse for the Shalishi. Vayihab Yaakov eta Rachel, Vayomer ebadika sheva shanim bi Rachel biteka Hakitana. And Yaakov and Jacob love Rachel. Vayihab Yaakov eta Rachel. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, Vayomer, I will serve thee 7 years. For Rachel, for Rachel, thy younger daughter. Ebadika shava shanim bi Rachel biteka haketana. For Rachel, thy younger daughter. Bi Rachel biteka haketana. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with I. And Yaakov and Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, for Rachel. And they seemed to him but a few days for the love he had to her. And Yaakov and Jacob said to Laban, to Laban, give my wife, my Ishti, and Vayomer Yaakov illa Laban, and Yaakov, Jacob said to Laban, to Laban, Hava eta Ishti, give my wife, my Ishti, my Esheti, Ishti, Oseti, give me my Oset, my Ishti, give me my wife. Haba eta Ishti, give my wife, Ishti, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in to her. Hava eta Ishti, kia malua yamai, boah. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in to her. And Laban gave to his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning in the book, behold, it Leah. And he said to Laban, to Laban, what is this thou hast done? What is this thou hast done to me? Ma zota alsita li. What is this thou hast done to me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? Ma zota ositali. Hallo, de Rachel, abadtia imak, we lama remitani. Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me with lama remitani? And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and I will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me, with I, yet 7 other years. And Yaakov and Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to Isha also, to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his maid, to be her maid. And he went in also to Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. And when Jehovah saw that Leah hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel, barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben. And she called her name Watikra Shemo Reuben, Ki Amra Ki Wa Be Anyi Ki Ata Ye Habani Ishi. And she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely Jehovah hath looked upon I affliction. Watikra Shemo Reuben, Ki Amra Ki Wa Be Anyi. Now, therefore, my husband will love me. Ki ata ye habani ishi. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because Jehovah hath heard that I hated, he hath therefore given I this son also. And she called his name Simeon. Watahara Oda, Wateleda Bain, Watomer, Kia Shamahi, Wa, Ki, Sinua, Kia, Sinua, Anoki, Wayayitena Ligam, Etze, Watikra Shemo, Shimon, and she conceived again, and bare a son, and said, now, this time, this I will my husband be joined to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name Shimon, called Levi. Therefore was his name called Lewi. Watahara Oda, Wateleda Bain, Watomer Ata, Ha Paama, Yilaweh, Ata, Hapa'ama, Yilaweh, Ishia, Elayakia, Yaladati, Yaloa, Losha, Banim, Alkin, Arashmo, Lewi. Therefore was his name called Levi. And she conceived again, Watahar Od, and bare a son, Wateled Bain. And she said, Watomer, now will I praise Jehovah. Therefore she called his name Judah, and left bearing. Hapa'am, Odeh, Eti Hoa, Alkain, Ara Shemo, Yehuda, Wa Ta Emod, Mia Lede. Now will I praise the Lord, Yahuwah, Hapa'am, Odeh eti hoa. Therefore, all came. She called his name. Qara'ah Shemo, Judah, Yehuda, and left bearing. Wata emoda milede. And here, Shema Yisrael. Here, give ear, Yisrael. First book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Genesis chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Yaakov no children, Rachel envied her sister and said to Yaakov, give me children or else I die. Watere Rachel ki Eloah yalda leYaakov. Watek ane Rachel ba'echotaha. Watomer el Yaakov, and she said to Jacob, Havali banim ve'im hayin metahanoki. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, against Rachel. And he said, I in Elohim's stead? Am I in Elohim's stead? The true good, the true God's stead? Who has withheld from thee, from the eye, the fruits of the womb? Why yechar af Yaakov? And Jacob's anger Rachel was kindled against Rachel. Yomer, and he said, Hitachat Elohim Anoki. Am I in Elohim's stead? Hitachat Elohim Anoki. Asher Mana'a Miyamecha Pri Baten. Who has withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, behold, look, see, my maid Bilhah, go into her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to Isha, to Eshet, to wife, to woman. And Yaakov and Jacob went in to her, and Bilhah conceived, and bare Yaakov, and bare Jacob son. And Rachel said, Elohim hath judged I, and have also heard my voice, and have given I a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. Watomer Rachel, Danani Elohim hath judged I. He judged. Elohim judged I. Danani Elohim. With Dama Shama. Bi Oli. Why yitain li bain all came. Qara'ah Shemo Dan. Therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Yaakov, bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel and Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. Watomer Rachel, and Rachel said, Naphtali Elohim, with Elohim wrestlings, with mighty wrestlings, with great wrestlings of Elohim. Naphtali Elohim, Nifataltia ima ichoti gam yakolti. With Elohim wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, Nifa Talti Ima Echoti, and have prevailed, and also Gam Yakolti, and have prevailed. Watikra Shemo, and she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Yaakov, and gave her Jacob to Jacob, Leisha, to Isha, Esha, to Orsa, and Zilpah, Leah's maid, bear Yaakov, bear Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh, and she called his name Gad. And Leah said, Watomer Leah, Bagad, fortune, a troop, Bagad. Watikra eta shemo Gad. She said, in a troop, Bagad. Watikra. And she called to eta shemo, and she called his name Gad. She called his name Gad. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bear Yaakov, bear Jacob a second son. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call I blessed. And she called his name Asher. Wateleda Zilpah, Shifchat Leah, Bein Sheni, Li Yaakov. And Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, bore Yaakov a second son. Watomer Leah, and Leah said, Be'ashri, happy am I. Be'ashri, happy am I. Kia isharuni benota, for the daughters will call I happy. Ki isharuni banot, and happy I am, saying of me, I'm happy, banot, the daughters will call me happy. Watikra et shemo Asher, and called his name Asher, and called his name Asher. And here, Shema Yisrael, here, for the Revi'i, here for the Revi'i, the fourth Aliyah, the fourth reading, the fourth up offering, here for this Shabbat, Wayetzeh, Sabbath, and he went out, and he went forward. Here picking up the first book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Genesis chapter 30, here at verse 14 for the Revi'i, here for the fourth Aliyah. Wayelek Reuven Biyamei Ketzira Chitim Wayayimsa Dudaim Basadeh Wayabe Otama Ella Leah Imo Watomer Rachela Ella Leah Tinina Li Mia Dudae and Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field. And brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. So Watomer Rachel illa Leah, Knina li mi du dae binek. Tinali, give to me, Mia du daea benech, give to me, I pray the eye. Tinali, give to me, I pray thy, of thy son's mandrakes, Mia du daea benech. And she said to her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Yaakov and Jacob came out of the field in the evening. And Leah went out to meet him and said, thou must come in to me. I must come into I, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And Elohim, the true good, the true God, and Elohim hearkened to Leah, and Elohim hearkened to Leah. Wa'ishma Elohim illa Leah. And she conceived, and bare Yaakov, and bare Jacob a fifth son. And Leah said, Elohim have given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. Watomer Leah, Natana Elohim, Sikaria, Ashara Natatia, Shifahatia, Leishi, Watikra Shemo, Yisakar. And Leah said, Elohim have given me my hire. Natan Elohim Sikari, have given me Sikari, have given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. Asha Natatia Shifahatia Le Ishi, to my man, to my husband. And she called his name Yisakar. Watikra Shemo Yisakar. And Leah conceived again, and bare Yaakov, and bare Jacob a sixth son. And Leah said, Elohim hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband Ishi dwell with me, because I have borne him six sons. And she called his name Zebulun. Watahar Odaleah. Wateleda Baina Shishia Yaakov. And Leah conceived again and bore Shishi. Bain Shishi, a sixth son, Yaakov. Watomer Leah, Zebadani Elohim. He dwelt, Elohim has dwelt me, endowed me with a good dowry. Zebadani Elohim, Otia, Zevedat Ova, Hapa'am, Yizabeleni Ishi, Kia, Yaladia Loa, Shisha Banim, Watikra Etashemo, Zebulun. And she called his name Zebulun. Zebulun. And afterward, she bare a daughter, and called her name Dina. With Achar Yalda Bat. Wa Tikra Eta Shemaha Dina. And Elohim remembered Rachel, and Elohim hearkened to her, and opened her womb, her matrix, opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son, and said, Elohim have taken away my reproach. Wa Tomera Asaf Elohim, gathering together, Elohim have taken away, Asaf Elohim Eta Kharpati, have gathered together, taken away, gathered together my reproach. Asaf Elohim Eta Kharpati. And she called his name Yosef. Watikra Eta Shemo Yosef. Saying, Jehovah, saying, Jehovah shall add to me, to I, another son. Lemor Yosef Yahuwah li Bain Acher. Jehovah shall add to me another son. And it came to pass when Rachel had born Joseph, that Yaakov said to Laban, Send I away, that I may go to mine own place and to my country. Give my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee, for the eye knowest my service, which I have done thee. And Laban said to him, I pray the eye, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry. I have learned by experience that Jehovah hath blessed me for thy sake. I have learned by experience that Jehovah, Waya Barakeni Hoa, I have learned by experience that Jehovah hath blessed me for your sake, for the eye's 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 sake.
Yes, for the eye's sake, for the Isaac, yeah, for the eye's sake. Here, Shabuto, yes, good news, strong right here, Melcham Mahood. Gonna continue right here after the Sabbath is fulfilled here first day service, Sunday service on the ear, call in, tune in the live stream, gonna be up momentarily, give I and I a minute, yes, Rastafari, Melcham Mahood, blessed first day. Shabuto, yes, sir.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.